to the house, the one they talking about, word of mouth. The Boxing Playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
Hi guys, this is Sakura A of Boxing Playhouse and Heavy Bag Boxing, and this is a special edition. I got great news coming to you guys, all my Orlando, Florida people, all my boxing people, everybody that loves anything to do with boxing. And if you want to help people in need, especially kids with cancer and former world champions, former boxers in need, this is where you need to be listening to this hour. Let's talk first and foremost about In My Shoes. Yes, not my Louis Vuittons. No, what we're talking about is a night in my shoes, which is an event that's coming up, a charitable event that's going to help a lot of people. And if there's any way that you can contribute, whether it be through funds, donations, or to actually be a participant in the event, we definitely want to see that. And during the course of this particular edition, we're going to have it where you get some information, a website, so you can go for more information. But let's start by inviting my special guests to this special edition. First up, we have Ben Ornstein. Yay!
Hi, Sakura.
Hi, Ben. And then we have Leah Graffius.
Hi, Sakura. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you guys so much for dropping in and seeing me this afternoon. I'm so excited about this event right now, guys. This is going to be so amazing. Can you guys tell me a little bit about what it is you actually do? Let's start with Leah.
Yeah, we're really excited about this event as well too. The owners of our and the founders of our charity are very passionate about boxing, and so the idea came up, and we spoke with some folks and contacts over in the UK, and we're bringing over a bunch of retired fighters from there, as well as some honorable mentions here from the US, and we're going to put on this awesome roundtable event where these guys get to really share and tell their stories, and they're really just legends of the sport. And it's going to be amazing to have a group like this together. I don't think it's ever been done before, and probably won't ever be replicated again.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I think that's an excellent way for people to learn more about boxing and its past, as well as the things that happen to boxers once their careers are, in the retired state.
And I think that's the thing is that, these guys, they're beloved and cherished and followed while they're fighting, but they have this whole other life afterwards. And, as we know, unfortunately, some of them have succumbed to serious injury, and it's because it's such a physical sport. Of course, the longevity of it is quite short. And so for us being involved with the Ringside Charitable Trust, it's really helping out these guys after their career and helping them move forward with the rest of their lives.
Absolutely. And Ben, what's going to be your role?
Well, I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that with the different charities. But I think that, for the most part, I'm trying to help pull together what we have already in the UK and what we're trying to pull together here in the States. Leah mentioned we have quite a few different fighters coming over, and they're some of the most well-respected fighters of their generations for sure. I think that some of the names will be familiar to a lot of the fight fans here in the States. Some of them won't. Certainly guys like Stevie Collins, Celtic Warrior. So he's going to come. And he, along with Michael Watson, who I'm sure most of the fans will have heard from at some point. Michael suffered a traumatic spinal column and brain injury in a fight against Chris Eubank. And so those two guys really have been pulling it together on the UK side, along with Gary McCarthy, who's the lead trainer at Repton Boys Club, which is, in the top tier of most well-respected amateur gyms in the world. And so it's really been an interesting kind of melding of the styles, because in the UK, the style of boxing is a little bit different. The history of boxing is certainly a little bit different than it is here in the States. And I think what Leah mentioned about the roundtable, bringing in these guys from the UK and bringing the guys maybe not necessarily that are from the States, but certainly came up fighting in the States, brings a completely different perspective to, what it is that they do and how they trained and what was important. I think that people will be very interested in the similarities and the differences in these guys. And everyone we're bringing over is an ex-world champion. A lot of them are household names. And it's exciting. We're just talking to some different boxers here in the States now, trying to pull it together and see who wants to come down and sit and chat with us.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing for them to get the experience to come to the US and, just have a great time and reminisce with some of their fellow boxing family from the US. And also, just interacting with the fans, knowing that they're still known and loved and not forgotten. But also, what I like about it is that it's like a chance to, have a good time as well as help, for a charitable reason.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things. And we do have 2 events going on. So the first one's going to be earlier in the week. Not 100% sure on the day yet, but we'll get that to you as soon as that gets firmed up for the round table. But the second event is really kind of the bigger event, let's say, the more open event, and that's a gala. And so it's going to be a black tie affair where, the round table is going to be much more about the boxers, talking to the boxers, talking about growing up, talking about fighting. And then the gala is going to be where everyone comes together. You get to meet the fighters, take pictures, have a good time. Silent auction, all the fun parts of these types of charity events. And I think that the combination of the 2 is where it's really, if you're really, really into the history of boxing, then certainly come out for the round table. But if not, the party is going to be a big party at the Rose and Shingle Creek. Be about 800 people.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice crowd. And of course, black tie means I get to go shopping, people.
That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
I think especially after this year with COVID, it's just a great way to come together and do something, get dressed up, have an awesome live band and entertainment, and have a couple drinks and be with these guys. And it's just going to be a great time. It's a great excuse to get dolled up.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and of course, we're going to take, proper social distancing and things like that so people can come out and enjoy themselves. So if you were to just invite any boxer in the world, who would you want to see match up with some of these champions we got here? And we're going to go through the list of champions soon. But I mean, for maybe Michael Watson, who would you have to link up with him?
Well, it's a great question. I think that, Michael is a really amazing guy. And Michael has come back from, the traumatic spinal column injury. He spent 40 days in a coma. So his whole world was shifted down from being one of the top tier fighters in the world to, not being able to talk and walk. And so he's come, light years away from that in the past, few years. And really, I'm not sure if you knew this, Sakura, but he did run the London Marathon and finished the marathon with Chris Eubanks, who he did get to have the injury against. I mean, so the whole story is amazing. I know, Sakura, that we did have a conversation about Gerald McClellan and some of the, issues that he's had. And his journey is very, very similar in that to Michael Watson. I think that would be a really amazing kind of bringing together. And again, if that's possible, we're not sure. We're talking it through, seeing if that's possible. But that really would be quite a compelling thing, at least for me.
I mean, of course, like you said, he has that memorable fight with Chris Eubanks. 2 times, actually. That was the second time they fought. But he's got people like Craig Trouter on here, Anthony Brown, Mike McCallum. That's a body snatcher, baby. So for me,
Yeah, Michael was a brilliant fighter. Brilliant fighter. You know, it's an interesting thing is that, you know, the fighters that we have currently, and just to give you the list right now, we have Stevie Collins, James Cook, Michael Watson, John Conti, Billy Schwerk, Chris Pyatt, Tony Simpson, and Jimmy Batten. And so these guys fought in a little bit different eras, but interestingly, a lot of them fought each other. And so it's going to be fun and exciting to get them up there and get kind of the both sides of the story there. You know, Steve Collins, you know, beat Chris Pyatt for, you know, his first title. So again, there's a lot of these kind of conversations that are interesting that people want to hear. You know, how do you want to hear both sides of those stories? I think those are, you know, sometimes the best, right?
I mean, for sure. But I was getting ready to mention Nigel Benn.
Nigel Benn, yeah.
And also, I believe we just added Robbie Regan, I believe, too. So we've got another little Spitfire that just joined onto the list. When he heard about the event, he was all in. He was super excited. So, you know, the list keeps on growing. It's really exciting for me because, you know, my grandfather was a huge boxing fan, and unfortunately he passed, you know, many years ago. But you know, as a child, I remember, you know, him spitting out these names, and he would get so excited sitting in his recliner chair, you know, doing one of these moves. And so it's just it's a generational gap too, that I think folks can kind of share these stories and pass this down and keep these names alive.
I mean, I think we've made the point here that, you know, there's no telling about, like right now we have a tentative list, but, you know, basically there's no telling who else we're going to be adding to the list for boxers. So, you know, they have the opportunity to come out and they might be seeing some of these matchups that we just spoke on, you know, some of these names. So you just, you know, go to our website that we created, right? And we'll be able to actually show you, like, you know, you can see gradually as the names are added who these guys are, and also grab that ticket so you won't miss it.
Yeah, there's so many ways for people to get involved with this event, which is really great, and that's something we definitely want to hit on. I mean, it's not just the ticket sales. Obviously, donors is always a great thing for charities. When we mentioned Ringside Charitable Trust, we're also working with Kids Beating Cancer. It's a great local Orlando foundation that does great work here, and as we know, cancer is just, you know, this never-ending battle that, you know, I don't think there's enough donations in the world that can seem to wrap around this unfortunate disease. But beyond that, we're always looking for sponsors for the event, which is great. Additionally, we are going to have a silent auction the night of the gala. So it will be great to see if some of these guys are going to throw in some cool memorabilia and things from their past times, as well as other local businesses and, you know, hotels, theme parks, all these things. We're hoping that everybody comes in good spirit and chips in something so that we can raise money in that fashion as well. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. So definitely check out the website, A Night in My Shoes. You can email me directly at Leah, A Night in My Shoes, and I will be happy to tell you the ways that you can get involved with us or even helping out the nights of the event. It's an all hands-on affair.
I'm looking forward to it. I know, you know, and if Boxing Playhouse is going to be there, then everybody know they're going to have a great time.
That's right.
So, Sakura, I have a question. Who would you like to see there? Who would be your, you know, holy grail of fighters you'd like to see either at the round table or at the gala?
For me, I like Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I like that. I'm like the generation, you know, but I also really, really like just the atmosphere of, you know, just a bunch of former champions actually being involved too.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I do. And it's really, to me, you know, one of the things, we haven't talked too much about this, but one of the things really important is our guys, you know, and everyone kind of in the boxing world understands this. The broader world's a little bit different. You know, we mentioned it a little bit about guys kind of working, like fighting, entertaining us, some of them for 10 years fighting or 15 years fighting. And then, you know, after their career's done, you know, that tends to, the spotlights go away, and a lot of times boxers, you know, we see Floyd, and Floyd has done a great job of, you know, amassing a lot of money when he's fighting, but especially at the time these guys fought, you know, they didn't get paid the same way, and most fighters today don't get paid the same way, you know, and so it's important to us to make sure that, that we are helping out kids with cancer, and the Kids Beating Cancer Charity of Central Florida is a really spectacular cause, but also the Ringside Charitable Trust is out of London, and they provide support for former boxers. And currently they're building a amazing, care facility and residential home for, boxers who just need that 24/7 care. And, once that's completed, actually, if you believe it or not, Michael Watson will be, one of the first fighters to get there. And so we want to help them get there. And we want to help. There's other people here in the States that have similar issues and similar struggles. And for us, that we appreciate their fights. We appreciate them. And we want to make sure they know that. So come out and see us, come out to the gala. And so when these guys stand up, we can, let them know that even though it's been a couple years, even though they're getting a little bit older, we remember, and that to me is important.
I'm sorry, my computer cut out. I didn't hear the last sentence you said.
But that was my 1-2 there.
Right, that was the punchline.
Say that one more time for me, Ben.
No, I just think I wanted to say it's very, very important what we're doing with Kids Beating Cancer Charities in Central Florida, but also the Ringside Charitable Trust in London is really, really doing some wonderful things and helping out boxers. And there's a few organizations in the States that do something very, very similar. The Charitable Trust currently is building a full care facility for boxers, former boxers who need that additional care. And interestingly enough, Michael Watson, is potentially going to be one of the first people to use that upon completion. And I think that it's those types of people that we want to remember, and we want to know that all these people we talk about, we see highlights on ESPN, highlights on ESPN Classic. They're everywhere. They're big names. We want them to know that we still think about them. We still want to help them, and we understand what they're. We understand that they need some assistance sometimes.
Absolutely. I mean, there are great organizations out here. Maybe somehow or another, a facility like that would be amazing to have here in the United States as well. So tell me something, Ben. Who is your favorite boxer?
Who's my favorite boxer? Well,
currently now that's active.
Oh, active right now.
Yeah.
I'm a big Golovkin guy. I'm a big Gennady Golovkin guy. I think that he's one of those guys when you talk about just taking up, like, he's a fighter. He's a great boxer, but he's a fighter, and I love that. I love that. And also I got to root for the hometown guy, Danny Jacobs. I'm from New York, so big Danny Jacobs guy. A lot of them. There's a lot of great guys coming up right now. I think Tank Davis is a scary dude. There's a lot of guys coming up, interesting guys coming up. I think this is like in the past couple of years, we've had quite a few guys. Teofimo Lopez, I gotta love these guys. These guys just coming up and making their mark, and I think it's spectacular, all of them. But I got the utmost respect for anyone.
Division the best. Sounds like you like that middleweight and super middleweight division the best, though.
I do. Well, see, I'm 30, so it's like I'm a little bit. That's kind of the division since I'm really been around. That have really kind of, for me, struck the lightning.
Leah, what about you?
Yeah, I have to really say a throwback, because I believe, we're all New Yorkers in this group. Funny enough, I just thought of that as Ben mentioned it here. But Hector Camacho, coming up in the 80s, early 80s, was kind of like the big flashy fighter back then. So it was somebody that I kind of really remember. I had the privilege recently, when Showtime just came out with the Hector Camacho story, I was actually watching it with some of his family members, which was super exciting, because as the stories were being told on, live on the show, I was hearing like the real background stories and the dish and the dirt of everything that was really happening with the family and stuff at the time. And it was just really cool. And they're actually local here in Orlando, Kissimmee area. So we certainly want to get them invited and involved with the gala and stuff. And there's I believe a couple other notable guys right here in the Central Florida area that we hope to get on board for all this stuff to join us for these events. And I just think it's cool, you know, coming all the way from New York, being here and having these guys just right here nestled in the neighborhood. It's pretty neat.
Everyone moves to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. We're all here for a reason, right? Catch that sunshine.
Well, you know, I mean, of course, I'm right here in St. Pete, and we have our man, you know, the welterweight former champion Keith Thurman here one time. And
Yes.
then right for the middleweight division that Ben likes. We got Antonio Tarver Sr. So there's a lot of talent right here in our area. Currently, you have Antonio Tarver Sr.'s son, Junior, who's making his mark, trying to rise up the rankings. And then there's some other favorites here. Matter of fact, we have one of our local talents that's going to be on Showtime next Wednesday, Mark Reyes Jr. He does a lot of work for charity as well with the Children's Cancer Center of Tampa, Florida. So, I mean, it's just an amazing time period to be in boxing and to be in the Tampa Bay area. I mean, we Tampa Bay now, guys. We don't want
to. I thought it was called Champa Bay now.
Yeah, it's Champa.
Champa for real. Like, I'm like amazed at all of this attention we're getting for sports. When, you know, really and truly, a lot of people don't realize how much of a boxing culture is right here in Tampa Bay. So it's exciting.
And Orlando, we've got some great fighters coming out of Orlando now as well. And I think that people have a little bit more access now and to see some of these fighters. And hopefully we can get the live events back going, you know, soon. And, you know, obviously very safely. But that would be nice, too, if we could get out and see some punches thrown in person.
Yeah, and that's why
Boxing PlayHouse is so great, you know, because Sakura, here you are featuring all these guys and having these conversations, going to the gyms and bringing them on here. And we get to, you know, kind of meet these guys on a more personal level that 20, 30 years ago when guys like Stevie Collins were fighting, you know, this just wasn't around. The technology wasn't there.
You're absolutely right. The technology has helped in a lot of ways, and it's hurt in some ways. But that's for a different topic, a different day. But I'll bring you guys back when I start. You know, sometimes I have to unleash. You know, I have to, I have to say what's wrong with boxing too, in order for it to improve. So
that's right.
If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for what? Anything.
Absolutely nothing.
Right. So I wanted to ask about the Moth Foundation because they've been instrumental in putting this this particular fundraising event together. I mean, what can you guys tell me more about this?
Well, the Moth Foundation has you know, recently been kind of coined the Moth Foundation, but David Moth has put together quite a few different events. I helped him put together an event a few years ago where we benefited Kids Beating Cancer Charity Central Florida again, and the Police Athletic League. And what we did was we brought over the team from Repton, and I'm sure some of your guys have remember this or heard about it at one point, but we had the guys from Repton come over from London, and we put them up here for a week, and we matched them up at the convention center against some of the best and brightest of, you know, Central Florida. And it was really a great event. And that was kind of our first foray into doing different types of events. You know, everyone's got a gala, right? And which is great. And we love it. And we're doing one as well, but we also want to add a round table, and we had a fight. And I think that, you know, bringing over the kids from London was an amazing experience for us because, you know, it was beneficial both ways. We got to provide them an experience that they hadn't had before, come over here, do the Orlando, all that goes on there, and to fight some guys over here. And, you know, we got to see, you know, what makes that club really a special club. And if you guys haven't heard of Repton, I would suggest you take a look at it. You know, they've, you know, filmed all types of movies in there. It's, you know, I don't know, might be 100 years old, the club. And, it's really wonderful stuff. And I think that in the future, these are the types of events that the Moth Foundation will want to put on. Is that, you know, we don't take money for the Moth Foundation. What we do is we set up events and we bring people together who will raise money for other people's causes. And that's really the most important thing. And I think that when we do things like this and we benefit Ringside Charitable Trust and we benefit, you know, Kids Beating Cancer, then, you know, that is that's the great thing for us.
Okay. I like it. I dig it a lot. I mean, I gotta meet with this Mr. David Moth. I mean, he seems like he's very, very important these days.
Well, he's a good man. He's a good man. And, you know, I think that's more important than being important, if that makes sense, but sometimes harder. And the other thing is the other guy who I really want to make sure is out there is Gary McCarthy, who's really set this up from the UK side and has really done a lot of legwork over there.
Yes, I love Gary. He's the one that initially contacted me a few months back, and he just, you know, always sounds so passionate about the sport, and it's just incredible. Yeah, so I'm definitely hoping that we can get him back on again, too, Ben.
Absolutely, and I think that it'll be great once we get a little bit closer to the event. You know, we're going to try and get Gary over in the next few months, hopefully, and do some of these. Maybe we'll schedule another one if you'll have us, and we go from there.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So anything else that you guys wanted to tell me that I need to know and I got to know about this event? I mean, I need to know all the secrets. I want to know something that, you know, maybe we don't really publicize on the website yet. Anything for me?
Yeah, I mean, definitely for one, a big shout out to the rest of the team that's working with us on the Moth Foundation and Vidi Global, who's on our marketing side. We've got an awesome team of people putting together some entertainment for us right now. So I'm sip you the tea, Sakura, but you know, I want to make sure that I feed you the right information. So we're actually really excited that the folks we're in talk with, and I think it's very fitting for the era and generation of folks that we're going to have coming over and joining in, but still something that us younger folks can appreciate and enjoy too. So as soon as we know, you will know before everybody. I promise you that.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I mean,
well, now she's trying to get the answers.
No.
It wouldn't be Sakura A if I wasn't trying to get it out of you guys. What about Smokey? Is it Smokey?
Oh, that would be good. That would be good.
I
do like Mr. Robinson.
Someone will be we'll have a musical act that will just blow the night away. That I will guarantee. And the other thing I will say is that you should continue to stay updated on the website, stay updated with what's going on with social media pages, and reach out to Leah because we will continue to have updates and new people. There are some very, very exciting conversations going on right now. We, of course, as Leah mentioned, don't want to, kind of release that until we're there for it, but stay tuned for sure.
And like us on our Facebook page too, on Night at My Shoes on Facebook. That way, anytime we have any updates, it will ping right on your Facebook.
That sounds like an amazing proposition, guys. And Leah, I just got to know, who is one of your favorite music artists?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm a huge Queen fan, of course, because who doesn't love Freddie Mercury? But
yeah, Queen.
Yeah, and of course, as we've been
boxing.
Yeah, we've been throwing out names of all these, disco era bands like, Motown and some of this real feel good music. That, I mean, who doesn't get down with that stuff?
Yeah, of course. And what about you, Ben? Who you like?
I mean, I'll tell you, if we were fortunate enough to be able to have Earth, Wind, and Fire, Sakura, I think you'd see me dancing. And I don't know that you want to. I don't know that you want to, but you would,
Oh, Ben, let's prove tonight. Woo! Yeah.
My chair's missing a leg, so I might.
Okay. You're gonna have to work on them dancing skills, but
maybe some of these old time boxers can show you how to work your feet.
Okay, yeah. He Ben looked like he was doing lean with it, pop with it.
That's because his chair's missing a leg.
He was more looking like You know, it's going down. Meet me in the club.
And we are in the South now. What can I say?
Yeah, when in Rome.
Yeah.
Well, I just love live band music, period. So as long as you can put anybody up there, if they live music, we can make it work. I mean, I can drag anybody out there on that floor whenever necessary. Don't play
That's
with
right.
Sakura, don't threaten me with a good time now. Come on.
You know I got to do that because all that's it's about positivity, peace, love, and food. Not soul food.
Oh, well, the
I mean,
food will
soul
be
food
good
might be
too.
on the menu at this point.
As long as you got some good food around, I'm ready.
Yeah, the Rose in Shingle Creek always puts on a fabulous event. I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure to see that venue before, but they really are one of the standout venues here in Central Florida, right on International Drive in Orlando.
Right where the axle's at. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the Shingle Creek location. It's also a beautiful resort. It's, you know, lovely pool area. So that's going to be like a really nice place to be. Especially
right.
with a nice formal dress on, Aaliyah. I don't know what color you want to wear, but I'm thinking about something red.
Oh, honey, I'm a shade of gold is typically what I lean to. We'll have to see. We've got some time.
It's not Boxing Playhouse if Emilio doesn't come in with his gold shoes on now. You should know.
That's right, Mr. Emilio Santana. That's right.
Yeah, so you guys got to get together and take a picture together while we're there for sure.
Absolutely.
Ben, you too. So you got to have on that gold tie or something got to be gold you got on now.
You'll see. You'll see.
All right. So tell us, when is this date, the date of the gala and potentially the round table?
So the gala is going to be on October 9th, Saturday. And then the roundtable is either going to be Tuesday or Wednesday of that week.
Okay. And just so our overseas fans know that this is not just for people in the States. You're more than welcome to come and join us as well if travel permits. So they can also get their tickets in advance too from that website that's down below. So you guys come, basically, I need you guys to put this anightinmyshoes.com in your cell phone and just refresh it from time to time so you can see who we update. But we would love and encourage anyone that's into boxing to be able to come from overseas or wherever they're at, because people have been locked up around the world for so long, they will be looking for something to do.
And you're never going to be able to see these guys again like this. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's true too. Like, we also have to seize the moment.
And not to mention, we're pretty good people. I mean,
Wow.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, nobody is as good as Mr. David Moth right now. But
that's right.
I happen to know that there's some other amazing people there, and everybody's going to be looking so beautiful that I don't know who wouldn't want to be there.
It'll be picture perfect, that's for sure. We're excited.
Yes,
Absolutely.
for sure. Okay, so any parting words, guys? I've enjoyed talking to you so much about this particular event, and the charitable event is going to be just amazing, knowing that we're there and we're contributing, but we're also having fun at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Thank you so much for having us, Sakura, and we appreciate all of your efforts in getting this out there to the people so everybody knows about it. We're so excited to watch this all come to fruition.
Yes, thank you, Sakura, very much. And we're going to get Gary on this podcast.
Oh, for sure. Yes, definitely. So, guys, as always, I need you to sign up for our Boxing Playhouse page. That's going to be on YouTube, Twitter, IG, and, of course, Facebook. You can find us at any of these locations, as well as our website, which is www.boxingplayhouse.com, or just Google Boxing Playhouse. And then as for this particular event, A Night in My Shoes, you can find out more information at anightinmyshoes.com, or give one of us a call or inboxes. Are we going to have a Facebook page soon or something? Social media?
There is a Facebook page.
Yep,
Okay,
we do have a Facebook.
Ready to go.
So make sure you guys go over to Facebook and sign up as well. Like and love us everywhere you can. Until next time, we love you so much. And Ben, Leah, I have one last question for you. Do you love Boxing Playhouse?
I love Boxing Playhouse.
We love Boxing Playhouse.
Yeah, and I love you guys right back. See you soon, and we'll see you next week on Thursday for more information.